We're going to continue our series on a purposeful and productive life on this short course and talk about your workflow management. To-do lists and piles of stuff and a cluttered brain and trying to remember everything, no way to do it. So we're going to talk about your personal Kanban. This can get far more elaborate and a lot more sophisticated. You can use digital tools, but again, this course is about just getting you started on these simple practices. So how I got started and how I recommend is just with Post-its. I actually, not on this particular door, but I actually use the frame of a window as a way to organize my grid. It made it simple, it made it visible, it was always in front of me, and it was accessible. It was always there in my office and I could just simply move the Post-its. The simplest form is to have a cue, work in process, and done. That's the simplest form you can use. I've evolved my practice that allows me to do some organization of big tasks, small tasks, color coding for different categories. But this is quite simple. I put the tasks in the queue. When I begin them, I move them into the work in process. Once they're done in the work in process, they move over to the done. And anytime you have a new task, you simply grab a new Post-it and throw it into the queue. Now you can spend a little bit of time organizing the priority of your queue and figuring out what should be first, second, and third, so that you overcome the desire to perhaps pick the most exciting or the easiest, and instead focus on what needs to be done, have some prioritization within that queue. But however you want to do that, that's a simple way to keep the queue organized. Now, most important rule in my experience is make sure you have some granularity in your tasks. You don't put in redo the kitchen as a task. You need to pick tile, pick paint, pull up the old floor, remove the old refrigerator, get down to the task level. So you can complete one task, move it over to the done, and then later come back and pick a new task. Second most important thing I found is have a WIP limit. For me, I've actually gotten down to 2. 2 is, I think, a really good WIP limit. And what this means is I might start on a task. I might, for whatever reason, I'm waiting for some information or I'm not inspired to do that task at a particular moment, or I'm between meetings and I only have 5 minutes. Well, okay, I can go grab another task that I can fit into that 5 or 10 minute window because just getting restarted on the other task is going to take me 10 minutes. So my WIP limit is 2. It means nothing else gets started until one of those gets done. And in an extreme condition, I might say, I really got to get this done. This is due in an hour. I'm going to move it over. I'm already past my WIP limit. I'm going to move one back. Certainly not the way you want it to go, but you really want to make sure that we don't have a whole bunch of things started and nothing finished. This is all about getting things finished. And so moving things over to the done column so I can get something else started. So, grab some Post-its, here's your task, grab some Post-its, set up a queue, a work in process, and a done. Take anything you can come up with and start writing Post-its, add it to your queue column, start your next card, put it in the WIP, and get started. Simple as that.